Another week, another Wandavision episode. Time to talk about it. Episode 5. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by WeAreCritics.com, a place where we talk about pop culture, movies, and television. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe key and the notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that we talk about here. Now, we are now in episode 5 of WandaVision, and it continues to keep getting better and better and better and better. And let's just stop from the top. The intro to this one here, it takes us straight into the 80s. They give us this family ties type of intro, which was I thought was absolutely cool. The song probably wasn't the best. My favorite song so far, my intro, was the 1970s one with the Brady Bunch type of jingle, but they nailed the intro though. It definitely felt 80s. They had the painting and the pictures and the cool funny Vision as a baby growing up. That was actually kind of funny the way they did that. It jumps right in and it picks up right where it left off. Of course, they have the kids, they're babies at this point. Wanda and Vision are having issues trying to keep them from crying and things like that, and it's a pretty funny bit the way that they do it. But then out of nowhere, Agnes shows up, which she always does in the neighborly style that she always does, without knocking, just walks right into the house. She comes into the house. They give a cool comic book nod, and she refers to herself as Auntie Agnes, which, if any of you guys know, a lot of people are speculating that this is or is not Agatha Harkness. I strongly believe that this is Agatha Harkness, just based off of the little thing that she's been wearing around her neck. She doesn't really wear it in this episode at all. I didn't notice that, but she didn't have it in this episode. But she has worn it in all the other episodes. But she nods Auntie Agnes, which Auntie Agatha is the name that she uses in the comics when she is the caretaker for Reed Richards' Fantastic Four, for Nathaniel Richards, their son. So I thought that was a kind of a cool nod for anyone that picked that up that's a real comic book fan or whatever. After that, it kind of jumps, like it starts off in that whole sitcom mode, and then it goes back and forth, which is what I love. I like the fact that now that we're past that, we can now kind of see what's going on in both worlds at the same time, in real time. It kind of keeps you more engaged, because I know a lot of people were having issues with the whole sitcom format. It was a little slow, getting a little mundane, but now we're getting both worlds, and I like the way that they're doing that. So now they show Monica wake up. Monica's waking up out of, being thrown out of the hex, is what they're calling it. What Darcy dubbed the world that Wanda has created, called the hex, based off of the shape that it's in. And if you guys look at all the Easter eggs and things that are on the internet, they actually show what the anomaly looks like in grid form, and it is shaped in a hexagon. So it's been dubbed the hex. So they show Monica when she's getting her vitals checked to make sure that she's okay, and we learn that somehow, some way, her molecular structure has changed in some way. We don't know what that is or what happened, but she no longer has vitals, and when they were doing the x-rays, they didn't get a reading on it. So we don't even know what's going on with that. Like, what's going on with Monica? Like, I mean, they don't know. So then they go into a briefing. And this is the cool part, because now we get a backstory about who Wanda Maximoff is, for any of you who don't remember where she came from or what her past was. And her past pretty much comes back to haunt her for all the things that she's done in Lagos, from Civil War. And this guy, Tyler Hayward, he's got it out for her. He's not trying to take any other answer except she's the threat. She's the villain, and we need to take her down. He even asks, does she have a code name, like all the other Avengers? And Jimmy Woo looks at him like, no, she's just Wanda Maximoff. Like, she's never had a code name. That to me is foreshadowing. We know that Kevin Feige had stated that she was going to become full Scarlet Witch in this show. So I think that was a little foreshadowing about her getting her actual code name or comic book name, Scarlet Witch. And I'm here for it. So Wanda, in fact, as they're going over this briefing, we find out that she has, in fact, like the internet has been saying for a week, maybe more, she has, in fact, stolen Vision's body. Yes, Wanda has broken into S.W.O.R.D., found the corpse of Vision, and has stolen it. Now, there's a lot more to this story, I'm sure, that we're not hearing, and I have a speculation that I will get into towards the end of this video when I'm talking about my takeaways from this. But yeah, I mean, she simply walked in Wanda Maximoff style and took Vision's corpse and has reanimated him in some capacity, or that's what it seems like. So all of you guys out there that were speculating this from jump, you guys were right. You were right on the nail. I tweeted immediately after I saw that. I was like, yo, the internet is too smart for Marvel. They think we don't know, but they think we know, but they don't think we know. You know what I mean? So, Sokovia Accords had this clause in it that Vision, it was like his last dying wish or whatever. It was against Sokovia Accords for her to take his body because he had wished that he not be used as for anyone's weapon if anything were to happen to him. So that's like a clause. I wish I could get my hands on like an actual version of that Sokovia Accord. I wonder if there's one out there. If there's one out there, guys, let me know, because I would love to read that thick binder of rules that the Avengers must follow in the MCU. After that, they switch back to the sitcom mode, and we see young Tommy and young Billy, who have dramatically grown throughout this episode. They have the ability to do that. And there was one more thing that we noticed, or that I noticed, was that Wanda, her powers don't work on her children. That's interesting. Like, she tried when they were crying, when they were babies, to stop them from crying, and it wouldn't work. So some things in this place are not in Wanda's control, and we're going to get into that too towards the end of this video as well, my theories and what I think is going on. But we're back into this setting in this world. The kids are, it's back to happy-go-lucky sitcom life in the 80s. The boys are hiding something under the suds in the sink, and we find out that it's a dog. That dog is, they give the name Sparky, which, for those of you who know the comic book Vision #6, that dog Sparky is in the actual comic. So that is another comic book reference that is pretty cool. I like when they do things like that. And there was some weird Easter eggs in this setting that I picked up on throughout the episodes. In the kitchen, every time you would look on the sink, there would be like the soap, the dishwashing soap, and it would say Koi. And a lot of people were referencing that as saying that it's, when a woman is trying to play a trick on you or is up to something, it's referred to as a koi. But this time, based about everything that's going on around Wanda and in her happy place, it said joy. It switched from koi to joy. Same bottle, same color, same logo, just changed the C to a J. So now it's actual joy soap instead of koi soap. I noticed that. I thought that was pretty cool. The little minor things that they throw into the show, it's like, how can you, like, I don't know, how can you not love this show? I mean, for people out there that don't like it. Wanda seems to be getting very sloppy in this episode. And what I mean by that is, like, she's not caring that she's using her powers around Agnes. She's not caring that she's using her powers. She's very lax, very in her, just happy, just like kind of, she got what she's wanted. And it's very, even Vision is noticing this. He's like, what are you doing? You're using your powers. She's standing right there. Like, and she's like, she really doesn't even care at this point. Like, she's tired of hiding, is what she says. This is very interesting behavior for her, because it almost seems like, and this will relate to what I think in my final thoughts, but like, she's got what she's wanted, so she's kind of letting her guard down, and that's kind of it's plain as day. You can see that a lot more. Monica they switch back to the real world outside of the hex per Darcy, and then they show Monica is meeting with Darcy and Jimmy Woo, and they're going over things, trying to figure this whole thing out. and they come across, they're trying to plan how can they penetrate this force field and go in. And Monica makes a reference that I thought was pretty cool, and you guys let me know what you thought about this reference when they're talking about she needs to break down through photon power and aerospace, and she's talking that jargon that I don't know that stuff. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but she does mention that she knows an aerospace scientist who would love to take a stab at everything that they got going on. Now, when she said aerospace scientist, only one person came to mind immediately. And you guys let me know what you think. I was thinking Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. He is an aerospace scientist, master at it. So if you guys didn't know about that, look it up. Look up Mr. Fantastic. It says plain as day he's a master at aerospace science and all of that. So I thought that was a cool nod, and I think that's who they were talking about. If there was someone else that you guys think, let me know, but that was the first person that came to mind when she made that reference. They realized that everything that Wanda is creating not only comes to reality, but it also takes a different shape. So whatever she brings in, it changes into a different thing. So for example, when Monica was thrusted into this hex, she was wearing a bulletproof vest, her shield logo, a jacket of course, and some Teflon pants and boots. So when she came out, she was wearing the 1970s outfit. It still was made of the same material, but it looked like it belonged in there. So that was like a cool little twist that they added in there. So things that go in will reshape. She's reshaping reality, is what Monica said, just to kind of get that out there. Vision discovers in this episode that that he has the ability to unhypnotize people from this world. He's at work with Norm, and they're reading some craziness from Sword on the computer, and Vision shuts the computer down by touching it, and then he realizes, wait, and he touches Norm. Norm snaps out of it, and he's in a panic, and he's screaming about make her stop, and at first listen, you think that maybe he's talking about Wanda, but I honestly don't think that he's just talking about Wanda. When he says make her stop, he never says who, he never says Wanda. I think that he could be talking about Agatha Harkness. That's who I think. I think he could be talking about Agatha Harkness. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. One of the other things that there's so much in this episode, so much. Wanda breaches the hex. She comes out. At the end of this episode, we see Wanda come out because they go in with drones. They try to infiltrate. They try to get an eye on her, and they, during this whole thing, she's really not feeling it when she sees the drone. So she actually has the balls. She comes stepping out of that thing, holding the drone, throws it at them. And this is when it gets really interesting, because not only do we see Wanda and how much more powerful she's gotten, how she can just control people's minds at the flick of her hand, and she's not trying to hear no peace treaty. She's like, stay out of my home or it's a wrap. She says something directly to Tyler Hayward, and she says, I got what I want and nothing's gonna take it from me ever again. But when she said this, I noticed that she was looking right at him. So I'm wondering, is there history? Is there history between Tyler and Wanda? Why is he so gunning for her? Like, he's like not trying to hear any kind of peace treaty or anything from her. He's just legit just trying to take her down. He's like pegging her as the villain. And the way that she said that, and when she looked at him, it kind of felt like there was like a little bit of history between those two. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. Cool little nod. Throwback to Civil War. They did another commercial in the mix. The Lagos paper towels, for when you need to clean up a mess. I thought that was pretty funny. It just keeps getting better and better. The layers keep peeling back. It's such a slow burn, but it is worth the watch, guys. If you're not watching this, I'd suggest you jump on this while now, because you're gonna be addicted. You're gonna want to tune into it every week. Some of my takeaways from this thing, I'm thinking, Wanda says, that she has an argument with Vision when he confronts her about what happened with Norm. He's like, what have you been doing? Like, he's well aware. He knows that this world is fake. She says, you think I'm the only one in control. She's not. She's not the only one in control. I'm gonna go with that theory now. Like, for the longest, I kept saying this was Wanda, but now I'm on the other side. Now I know. I feel as though she doesn't know, or does know, or can't remember, or does. She made a deal. I think there was a deal made, whether it was through Mephisto or whether it was through Agatha Harkness. She made a deal. I don't know who she made the deal with or what the real story is, but I know that she's not in complete control, and it is clear as day on her face and in this episode. So I cannot wait to see what happens next. I wish we would have got 2 episodes this week, guys. Everybody was saying that there was a rumor out there that we were supposed to get 2 episodes. Who knows? Just keep checking in Disney Plus. I'm gonna keep checking to see if they mysteriously drop an episode over the weekend. But that's really all I got, other than the final shot in this whole episode that really just we all been talking about it. Wanda has brought back her brother Quicksilver, but it's not the Quicksilver that you think. It is not Aaron Johnson. No, it is not Kick-Ass. It was in fact Evan Peters reprising his role as the Quicksilver from the Fox universe, and he's in full sitcom mode. It is brilliant. It was shocking. It blew my mind. I did not expect it. I mean, we knew he was going to be in the show, but I didn't expect that until I saw the look on her face, and I was like, yo, it's going to be her brother. Trust me, it's going to be her brother. And bam, it was. So there it is, guys. WandaVision episode 5. You guys, let me know what you thought about it. How excited are you? What are your theories, your speculations? But I honestly believe that there is somebody else involved playing puppet with Wanda or helping her in some capacity. I honestly think that it's the Agatha Harkness storyline where she was a mentor of her in the comics and was kind of training her to use her power. I think that maybe she was helping her harness this, and it just got way out of control. And now she doesn't even know. Remember I said that first. This was probably a thing with her and Agatha Harkness that got way out of control because she doesn't even remember how it got out of control. Wanda said it herself. So guys, let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you check out WandaVision on Disney Plus every Friday. And if you have any questions or anything, hit me up. Let me know. Let's talk about it. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.